Heidi ho, Space Rangers. I'm going to say it again. Welcome to Announcers in Armchairs here with Derby Date Night for our third and final night of our tournament review and preview. I'm Aria Kiddinme with Derby Date Night.
And I'm Danny Mac. I'm going to call myself from Derby Date Night, too.
Yes,
I've done three
I think
of these.
so. Go for it.
I'm declaring myself Team Derby Date Night.
Let's do it. I'm Aria Kiddinme from Derby Date Night.
And I'm Danny Mac from Derby Date Night.
There we go. Love it. You are a member of the club.
And I'm exhausted.
This day.
Yeah.
Wow. These games. Oh, my goodness. So many good games. Everyone has just been so excited about what they have seen here today.
And 14 bouts on 3 different tracks throughout the day also. Keep that in mind. So be kind to people that were involved in those bouts, including us.
Yes, and if you are going to be rewatching any of these games from today, there are 3 that we want to talk to you, and we're not going to tell you too much about them because we want you to go watch, but these were back and forth, hard-hitting, exciting games. So go back and watch. Badass and Divergence. Black Diaspora and API Fury had the crowd just holding their breath.
I don't think I've ever seen outside pack refs running at that speed to try to catch up.
And finally, Florida and New York. More on that one later. Definitely a rewatch.
Yep.
The championship has now been set. Texas did beat Mord, Missouri Roller Derby, to go to the 3rd place game. California beat Philippines to go to the 3rd place game. So what that means, tomorrow we're going to start with a battle for 23rd. Then we're going to have a battle for 21st. Then we're going to have a battle for 19th. Do you see where I'm?
Yep.
Yep. And we're going to go all the way up
chain.
until the battle for 1st place. Once we get to 5th place, that is going to be Philippines versus Mord. It's going to be a good game.
Yeah,
these are all going to be great games. And then we get to 3rd place. We're going to see California versus Texas. That was expected, I feel like.
Yeah. I mean, rankings be damned at this point also.
Right.
But I think from a fan perspective, I think if you just polled people, that kind of was where people thought they would seat, at least the ones I talked to.
Yep. And now we're going to get to the final 4 teams that played tonight. One of those was a surprise, which was Florida, but we did expect to see Michigan, Pennsylvania, and New York playing in the final 4. So the first game I want to talk about is Michigan and Pennsylvania. This was number 1 and number 2 seeds coming into the tournament. This was a defensive matchup all the way through. Yeah. Michigan they had a bag of tricks that they were pulling from. They kept switching jammers up. They kept switching the way they played up. Pennsylvania they had a 4-jammer rotation, but really settled in on 2 jammers that they really went back and forth with the whole time. Such a fun game. Really very, very close the whole first half, but then at the end, Michigan just started to kind of pull away, and they worked hard for every single point, and it ended up Michigan going to the championship, the number 1 seed. They're going to be there tomorrow night fighting for 1st place, which means Pennsylvania you're going to see in that 3rd place game.
And I'll go on the other one because Florida and New York ended it as dramatically as something I've virtually ever seen. Jammer penalties from each jam. I'll just go straight to the end with this one. Jammer penalties from both jammers with either no time left on the period clock or very little time left on the period clock, which was enough for Florida, 17 seed Florida, mind you.
17 seed Florida.
To end up pulling this one off against New York. So, New York came in heavily favored in that one.
Yes.
Florida had a chip on their shoulder, and we could go through the pathways here in a second for how these championship teams got there. But, Florida, they would have had to have felt disrespected by that 17 ranking.
Yeah, well, and I think Florida last year came in as a number 6. And then they did not, they really struggled last year and ended up kind of closer towards the bottom of the mix. This year, they shook up their roster a little bit and said, you know what, Florida is known for how good they are at roller derby, and we're coming into Skate Wars this year, and we're showing it. And no one can argue at this point. Florida, a few minutes ago, was in here. They are the most excited team. They are so just bursting with enthusiasm. After Florida left, Michigan came through, and they're like super serious.
Yeah.
They're ready to go tomorrow night.
I mean, it was like an oil and water potential. I mean, and they missed each other by moments. But, it was very much a difference of two teams that different approaches, but obviously winning approaches.
Yeah, that Florida and New York game was a game for the ages, I would say. Just one that you're going to want to rewatch.
So, yeah, I mean, honestly, any of the last bouts today, put them on.
Yeah,
Just zip to the end. Go to the Lansing Roller Derby YouTube page.
Yep.
Anything that was on track 1, 2, or 3, zip to the end and watch any of them. They were fantastic.
All right, should we move to the championship?
Let's do it.
Okay, so we're going to see Michigan and Florida in the championship. First, I want to talk about third place, though. Pennsylvania and New York are going to play for third place tomorrow night. And what I'm excited about is I actually got to call 2 of their games today. And what I noticed about both of those teams is they are so defensively focused.
Yeah.
And they both won their games because of how good their defenses are. And now they're going to go up against each other tomorrow in that third place game. And I am looking to watch them grind it out and see how those tough walls hold up against each other.
Yeah, I mean, those are two teams built on strength and built on versatility. And, and they're going to be mad. I mean,
Yeah.
I would be like, I would want to prove that we belong in the championship. Sometimes in tournaments I've been to in the past, third place ends up being the finest show you're going to see that whole weekend. Very well could be that this weekend. I don't know, though. Michigan and Florida, that championship is looking real good. Number 2, Michigan.
Wow.
Number 17, Florida. We can zip to that and kind of go down how they got there briefly, too.
Absolutely.
Florida knocked off number 1, Black Diaspora. Number 3, New York. Number 9, Mord. Number 15, Team Iowa. That's a super difficult path.
Mm-hmm.
Team Michigan, also a difficult path, but they've played fewer. They came in ranked higher. They didn't have to kind of go through that qualification period, if you will, of those first games for lower seeds. Michigan knocked off number 4, Pennsylvania, number 8, Team Philippines, and number 16, Skatanic Temple in their route.
Yep. Here's how crazy this weekend has been. All day I have been saying Michigan is number 1 and Pennsylvania is number 2 because I forgot that Black Diaspora was number 1 before this tournament began, but they got knocked out in the very first game they played by Florida.
Yep.
So everybody looking at this going, Florida beating Michigan, that's not going to happen. They already beat Black Diaspora.
Yeah. I mean, they're punching above their weight right now, and they're ready to go. The 3 ingredients that got each of these teams here are of the same ilk, but they're slightly different. We'll go with Florida first, the 17 seed. Depth has been their calling. I mean, they can really bring everybody from every position. They've outlasted teams, too. This is a very fit team, and we especially saw that toward the end of New York. Both of those teams were practically falling down in exhaustion. Florida had just a little bit more in the tank in that one, and they're winning the speed game. We've noticed, and our announcer Beck's off the mic was talking about how speed has picked up in this tournament. I thought it was one of the better observations because, yes, it has, but also these tournaments are sort of the tastemaker for everybody else.
Yeah.
What happens here bleeds out to who's ever watching, who's ever playing, and then those get brought back to their home teams. So maybe that blazing speed from Florida and others will rub off and be sort of the new way for the next season.
And that's going to be so interesting for Michigan to really fight against with Florida because Michigan was not speedy today. Michigan was all about going slow, being defensive, holding as best as they could, hitting it and quitting it. They had a couple jams tonight. There was a 12-point jam, a 16-point jam, or 15 that Michigan had, but not the running and going fast. So Florida's going to try to get that pace quick, and Michigan is going to try to shut that down. Going to be so interesting to see who's going to control the pace of tomorrow night's championship game.
Yep, and speaking of Michigan, their 3 ingredients have been cohesion. It's been taking care of the minutia. And if I talked to their coach AK 40 ounce after that one, and he said the conversations in those huddles were about such finite things. That's the level they're playing at, where they can make tweaks. They were talking about I'm trying not to give too much away, so I'm going to speak as general as I can.
Right.
But they were talking about things such as like how a player's height affects who they pick off in a particular moment. Mm-hmm. That's where they are right now. So that taking care of that minutia is big, and then overpowering opponents.
Yep.
You mentioned it too. They're playing more of the slow game at the moment, very successfully.
Yeah, I'm really excited to see these games tomorrow, as well as all of the other 12 matchups. All 24 teams get to play again tomorrow, and it is going to be a fun day.
Can't wait. There's a title belt on the line. I saw a title belt, for goodness sake.
Yeah, okay. I know we did projections that very, very first night, and we both chose Michigan. Now that we've gone through the whole tournament and we are down to Michigan and Florida, I haven't even made my decision yet as I'm asking you, because we're going to do a 1-2-3 or a 3-2-1. I can't remember which one you want to do, Danny.
Daggone it. I mean, what? We didn't talk about this before we went on either.
No, we did not.
All right.
So I'm
Okay.
gonna think. I'm gonna give you 2 seconds.
I'll go 3-2-1 shoot, like 3-2-1 speak.
Okay.
Right? Okay.
We're gonna go with our projections.
3-2-1 Michigan. Wow. All right.
Okay. I almost said Florida. I was like, I have such a love for underdogs, and Florida has got the enthusiasm, but I just think that Michigan has the demeanor, the will. They did not win last year.
Yeah.
They want this, and I think that this is Michigan's game to lose.
Yeah, and it's their tournament.
It is.
That helps.
It is. That does help, but Florida is not going to make it easy.
I mean, Florida, that 17 seed, like I would, if I got that, I would be like, all right, we're winning this thing.
Yep.
I mean, and that's how they're playing right now.
Yep. Absolutely. All right. Well, we're tired at this point, and Sirius has to edit. And so I want him to go to sleep before like 2 or 3 a.m.
Thank
because
you,
he has been
seriously.
working his butt off
Yes.
all weekend to get us this footage, to help bring tournament content out to all of you here. He's rolling his eyes behind the camera right now because he doesn't like attention, but I do want to give him the credit that is due. You've done a wonderful job.
Needs to be like an 80s sitcom and zoom in on his face with a trombone, sad trombone right now. That's the vibes I'm getting.
All right, we're going to stop giving him attention and tell you to go to Lansing Roller Derby's YouTube to see all the action. You can go to Derby Date Night's Facebook page to see all the fun behind-the-scenes content. You can go to our YouTube to see this video as well as our previous videos. And I don't even know when, but we are going to do a tournament review at some point.
Yeah.
And we look forward to seeing you more. Hopefully we see you tuning in tomorrow. I will continue to be my sparkly self. I don't know that I'm going to get Danny and Sparkles, but tune in tomorrow. Maybe you'll see. All right, I'm Aria from Derby Date Night here at Skate Wars.
Danny Mac from Derby Date Night. Take it easy, everyone.
Sounds good. Cheers.